Jangan lupa like dan subscribe.
Australian scientists have discovered what could be a breakthrough treatment for coronavirus using a surprising ingredient, pineapples. Angela Cox has more.
Yes, Mel, this was sort of an accidental discovery. Earlier today, I spoke with cancer specialist Professor David Morris, who is behind the drug discovery.
The target that we had in cancer is a glycoprotein in the cell wall. And this drug is one of the drugs that came out of our laboratory. And it was designed to dissolve glycoproteins. The spike protein on the COVID is a glycoprotein. And we tried to see whether it would work on that, and it does. The spike protein is important because that's how it gets into cells. If you wipe the spike proteins off, then the virus is non-infective.
And pineapple is one of the main ingredients.
There is an enzyme in the stem of the pineapple plant, and that has already been quite widely used in man for burns, for debriding burns. But it's part of our drug. And really our discovery some years ago was that when we combined two things, neither of which had any action on their own, or very little action on their own, when we put them together, it has quite a big action. And that was how this all started.
How is this drug different to a vaccine?
Okay, this isn't a vaccine. This is a way of treating the virus when it's in your nose, and that's where we think that it usually starts off in the body, to get rid of the virus and also to prevent it from infecting your lungs, and importantly to stop you from infecting people around you.
Is it something you could use as a preventative measure?
It will prevent any virus that goes into the nose from actually then multiplying there and infecting the patient. And it's a very simple, and we believe it will be a very safe treatment.
So would it mean that instead of having to quarantine for 2 weeks, you could get back to work in a couple of days?
Well, it's good to think, isn't it? And not only may that be the case, but it may make opening up the economy and traveling and so on possible. And I'm not in any way doubting the real value of having the vaccine, but we're not there yet.
Where do you think this sits compared to what is being developed globally?
Well, this is the first treatment that fragments the spike protein, and as such, it's novel. So we think it's going to be interesting. We think that it's going to have value, but it's now our job to investigate that properly and show that that's the case. Would
you say this is one of the most promising treatments being developed globally?
It's very difficult to accept that your baby is not pretty. So it's my baby. I think it's pretty.
Well, we sure hope it works. Thanks so much for your time, Professor David Morris.
Thank you.